I'm Rick Boozer, and this is the first of many videos that I plan to make about Tesla cars and electric vehicles in general. So stick around. You might learn something. To someone who has never driven a Tesla, perhaps the most confusion about these cars comes from the enormous amount of seemingly contradictory information that is seen all over the web about the self-driving autopilot function. Some say using autopilot isn't as safe as a human-driven vehicle, while others claim it is safer. As with most things in the real world, the truth is a bit more subtle than that binary choice. The fact is, as the technology currently exists, both autopilot and an attentive human operating together are much safer than either one alone. For instance, the accident statistic for all cars on average is estimated as one crash in every 492,000 miles. But Tesla claims the data show that for autopilot-assisted driving, it is one crash for every 3.34 million miles. I use advanced autopilot features extensively with my Tesla Model 3, mostly for long trips. Why particularly for long trips? Because the most advanced features of autopilot can only be accessed during travel on interstate freeways with 4 lanes or more. In such situations, both myself, as the person behind the steering wheel, and my wife, as a passenger, feel much safer than we would without autopilot. In fact, my wife half-jokingly quips that autopilot has saved our marriage. For shorter commutes, I use a couple of other smart driving assistants that aren't as feature-rich, but still make driving safer on secondary roads.
The first thing you should do is acquaint yourself with the traffic view on the left-hand side of the screen. You don't have eyes in the back of your head, but your Tesla has the equivalent because it can sense everything around it. The traffic view gives you real-time situational awareness by constantly showing you a full-color icon representing your car and gray icons depicting any other vehicles near it. Thus, at any time, traffic view should be showing you any vehicle that may be in any of your blind spots. If your car thinks that any of the vehicles around you pose a danger to you, it will make a warning noise and flash the icon representing that vehicle in a bright red color. Note, traffic view is not a replacement for using your rear view mirror and side view mirrors, since the mirrors allow you to see a farther distance behind you than traffic view allows.
Before I talk about full-fledged autopilot, I will discuss the more basic self-driving assistants. By the way, any of the 3 driving assistants can be instantly turned off with just a light tap of the brake pedal.
The first level of automated driver assistance is known as traffic-aware cruise control. This feature gives the least amount of aid to the human driver, yet the help it does give offers enormous safety advantages over normal human driving. Pulling down once on the right stem of your steering wheel column initiates traffic-aware cruise control and sets it to your chosen speed. You will know when you are in traffic-aware cruise control because the screen will display your speed with a blue circle around it. The driver must guide the direction of the car with the steering wheel, but almost every other aspect of driving is done automatically. It will also automatically speed up or slow down relative to the car ahead of you. Put on the brakes if another vehicle suddenly starts to enter your lane or crosses your lane in front of you. Warn you that you are about to cut someone else off in traffic during a lane change. Let you know if you are drifting out of your lane and then pull you back into your lane on its own. Attempt to avoid hitting pedestrians or animals crossing the road, and it has many other features too numerous to go into in a short video. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that even this level of autonomy will significantly lower the odds of being in a wreck. Now on to the second driving assistant, auto steer. As I will explain later, auto steer is often a subordinate feature of the more advanced autopilot function. However, it is not unusual for it to be used on its own without autopilot supervising it. The latter situation mostly applies to roads that are not a part of the interstate highway system. To enter auto steer, pull down on the right stem twice. You will know for sure that you are in auto steer when you see two things occur in the traffic view. The gray steering wheel icon will turn blue, and two blue lines will appear on either side of the Model 3 icon. Unlike traffic-aware cruise control, auto steer does actually steer by keeping the car in its current lane until you tell it you want it to pass. You will even see the steering wheel turn by itself as the car makes its moves. Auto steer can automatically change lanes for you when you give a turn signal, but it will wait until it is safe to do the lane change before it does it. If your car suddenly enters a lower speed zone, it will automatically slow down to legal speed, that is, assuming the correct speed limit is stored in the car's latest downloaded database. Again, there are many more features than I have time to describe. Finally, for the pièce de résistance, the full-featured autopilot. This function is mainly used for long trips where a significant part of travel is on an interstate freeway. Just press the button on the right side of the steering wheel and say, "Drive to," then the name of your destination. For example, I want to travel to Landrum, South Carolina, so I say, "Drive to Landrum, South Carolina." The optimum route to take instantly shows up on the GPS map. Then you can start auto steering by pulling down the right stem twice in quick succession. The car will automatically follow the plotted route, but only in situations where the car is on an interstate freeway. In other words, if you are on any other type of road, it is up to you to make sure that the car follows the route plotted on the GPS map. On secondary roads, you will have to make turnoffs whenever the GPS voice tells you to. However, once you are on an interstate freeway, auto steer will become smarter than it normally is. Assuming the Navigate on Autopilot button on the screen is colored blue, you can again pull the right stem twice, but instead of showing two blue lines on either side of the car's icon, it will show only one very thick blue line extending in front of the car icon. This thick blue line is to let you know that the car is following the correct route on its own. From then on, the car can automatically make lane changes on its own and pass other cars without any input from you. And it will automatically make sure that it stays on the plotted route. It will even automatically leave the freeway on its own at the correct exit shown by the GPS. Once the car leaves the exit ramp, it will again need you to pay attention to the route indicated by the GPS, even if the car is auto steering.
So that's at least a minimal explanation of the automated driving assistance on a late model Tesla. Some of the examples I talked about assume that you have changed the settings on your car to allow the car to make driving decisions on its own without your input. Otherwise, the car defaults to asking you for confirmation of any action it wants to perform. Autopilot and the smart driving assistants can spot a lot of the dangers that you may miss, but they still need improvement. The contents of this video specifically cover version 9 of the Tesla driving software. Since this is not yet a full self-driving utility, you as the one at the steering wheel have the responsibility to keep alert. You should constantly keep your hands on the steering wheel while paying attention to the road ahead and use your side and rear view mirrors. In short, don't assume that the software will catch all problems at any given moment. The upcoming version 10 will add more advanced features for driving everywhere, even for secondary roads. For example, Autopilot will be able to read and understand stop signs and traffic lights, then take appropriate actions based on what it sees. Also, the summon feature will be upgraded to allow people to call their cars to them from a parking space anywhere within 150 feet or about 50 meters. There will be many more new features as well. I plan to produce a new video that will cover version 10 when it is released. I hope you have found this video informative. If you plan to purchase a Tesla, use my special referral link to place your order and you will get 1,000 miles of free supercharging or other free benefits with your car. Subscribe to this channel to stay caught up on my latest Tesla-related videos.